What up, guys? This is Ricky from Project Attraction, and tonight we're going to be talking about wingmanship and having a good wingman. And with me to talk about this subject is my very good wingman, Josh. What up, Josh?
Oh, how's life, Ricky? All right.
Doing great.
Good.
Okay, Josh, so since we have you here and your talent's present, why is it good to have a wingman? Why, in your opinion, are the benefits of having a wingman instead of going out by yourself to go talk to girls?
Well, overall, Ricky, I'd say definitely number one is going to be logistics. Overall, a girl is going to trust her friends who she's known, God knows how long, 15 years, whatever.
Yeah.
A lot more than some guy that just cold approached her in a bar. I mean, that's just common sense, basic knowledge. But also, a wingman, can also be used as a great tool to throw on, some douchebag guy who's trying to break into the set saying shit like, oh, you trying to game this girl? Like, yeah, motherfucker, I am trying to game this girl. If you'd get the fuck away, maybe I could do it. But overall, the wingman really kicks in great at that moment. I know Ricky numerous times, I've been in set or he's been in set, and, some guy has started to give a shit and will immediately take all the focus as a wingman to direct that guy's dumbass attention away from the girl, so our friend can ultimately pull her. That should be number one overall in the interaction, and that should definitely be set from the beginning.
Yeah. Have you? Just one point I'd like to make on that. I think it's the whole thing about game. Even it goes into with your wings too. Is giving value, and so I feel like, instead of going out with your wings to try to get laid, if you even come from the strategy of like, I want to get my wings laid, it's kind of like a good offering value circle of life type thing, because if you're helping your wings out and you get them all laid, not only does it make you feel good and it puts you in a fun state, exactly, right?
Yeah.
They are also willing to help you out later if they have a girl there. They're like, oh, I'm not really into her, or they'll pay it forward basically with oh, I'll wing you on this one later or the next time. So it's kind of an investment is to really take care of your wings. And that's the thing too, is if you're not treating your wings just as good or not better than the girls that you're gaming, it's kind of like a two-faced thing.
Sure.
And I know some people like that. They're really nice to girls, but I mean that's what comes off not congruent with gaming girls. Is the guy acts one way with girls to get sex, and then with everyone else he's just kind of like a dick or whatever.
Yeah.
When you should be treating everyone the same. You should be treating your wings just as, if not better than the girls that you're dating.
Yeah.
So it's all, you treat everyone the same basically, and it's just adding value.
Yeah, totally agree. That actually kind of brings me to my next point. A wing is absolutely great for boosting state and just overall PMA, positive mental attitude. I know there have been numerous times when Ricky and I, or various wings, have been kind of stifled and then gotten stuck in line at the fucking club, and you got that damn 15 minutes of waiting behind some other asshole going into the club, some chode, and that we take that as a perfect opportunity to chat up girls in front of us and behind us, and overall just have exactly.
So
they're pretty much trapped. Yeah. But overall, that's a great time to boost positive mental attitude and just overall play off each other, get in a state, act like a jackass. Yeah, whatever you need to do to put yourself in a great, comfortable mood. So once you do enter that club or that bar or whatever the venue is, talking to a girl really won't be that big a deal because you've already taken your shirt off in the line, or just made a complete ass of yourself basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed. I think another point is too, it's basically you kind of almost want to game your wing as well. You can even practice different things you would say. You can practice your tonality, you can practice your eye contact, and I do that a lot with my wings when they're out. I practice
Sure.
that tonality,
Sure.
even this, just touching, just touching another person, and it's just that repetition. It's like practicing basketball or whatever, practicing with your teammates playing against another team you don't know. It still gets that that repetition in of that, and so when you're in the bar and you're just boom, your hand will just lunge out and grab the girl and pull her in, because you've been practicing on your buddies, oh, come here, oh, yeah. And so when you see a girl, you're just oh, this is just a female Josh, blah, and you just pull her in, basically.
Yep. All right. Also, I'd say another great point would be overall having a wing. It makes you not the creepy guy alone at the bar or the club. It adds value to you. It shows the girl that you're a normal functioning human being and you have a normal brain and you're not some serial killer out to, just go find his victim or some shit.
It's very important to disqualify yourself as the serial killer as fast as you can.
Exactly, yes.
Just a serial sex addict.
Yeah.
That's still kind of
that's definitely exactly. Yeah. And overall, you just want the girl to, know that you're a normal functioning human being. You have friends at the club. It brings value to you. Of course, when you first move to a new city or go to a new club or bar, there's going to be, a little bit of time when, it's going to take getting used to the area and meeting people, but that's why they're great, also great resources for that kind of stuff too. As Project Attraction. If you live in Seattle, come check it out. But also, it just overall really brings value to the interaction. When the set is going stale, you feel like, or maybe the girl starts, looking around, and you start picking up cues like, oh, this girl's getting bored, or she's not into this. I haven't fully hooked her yet. That is a great time for a wing to be able to kind of give it a boost. Bring
some to the table you haven't thought of maybe in that
moment. Absolutely. Two minds are also better than one.
Yeah.
Granted, that can also backfire. Two minds can also fuck up a lot of things, obviously. But overall, I'd say it's definitely a positive thing.
Yeah. A lot of game too is just reaction, just like responding right in the moment, split second. And so maybe you've run out of things and you're like, oh, I don't know. And so if your wing comes in and it's just like, oh yeah, but this, and you're like, oh yeah, that was great. I forgot about that, Because you don't want to go into your head. You kind of want to just be in the moment and just be responding to the moment. So that's what's good to have your two mind just being on that, ba 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 ba, so you can play off each other.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Also, I would say a great thing to do as a wing, or if you're on the other side, is to boost the other person. If you're not the one after the girl, as a wing, definitely, tell that funny story about a time, he made an ass of himself in college. It really shows his personality. Maybe he doesn't want to run his mouth about himself or, boast himself, brag.
It just looks
but
more
it
value
looks
when you brag about yourself.
Exactly. It looks
higher value if someone brags about you.
Exactly,
right?
Yeah. It just generally brings value when somebody else says something good about you in front of the girl, as opposed to, just saying, well, I do this job and I make this amount of money, that type of bullshit. All right, also, I'd say my final point would kind of be to totally eradicate that moment when you walk into the club, and everyone does it in the beginning, that kind of social scanning, that kind of meandering around bullshitting with that, mild approach anxiety or huge approach anxiety, depending on where you are and what kind of day you're having. But that whole bullshit of just wandering around looking for sets, that automatically lowers your value. If you have a wingman, that's somebody to talk to, and B, it is absolutely should be somebody that motivates you and pushes you into harder sets. If you want to pull that 10, that gorgeous Eastern European model, then by God, having a friend, push your ass into it and saying, get your ass over there and do it, quit being a bitch about it. Overall, that is definitely going to motivate you, and you're going to approach a lot harder sets than you usually would, going out solo.
Yeah.
And overall, I think that is probably second to logistics, but that is almost equally as valuable, because progressing in your game is, of course, number one, and having a wing can absolutely take care of that need.
Yeah. It's kind of like having a workout buddy. I forget the statistic, but I think it's like if you have, a workout buddy, you're 60% more likely to push yourself and get whatever gains you're trying to do in the gym. Same thing, basically going out, it's training your social, it's like social exercise. It's training your social muscles to respond better and quicker to interactions, and to stop that flinching where you want to go, but you're like, and you get scared.
Yeah.
That's when the little push, it's almost like when you're doing that last set and the guys just kind of use two fingers to lift you up. You're doing all the work, but you just need that little help.
Yeah.
I think that too, when you see that set that's too intimidating and you're like, and you just stop, they just kind of go.
Get your ass over there. Yeah.
Don't be a bitch. And you're like, oh, okay. And you just go into it. So that helps out a lot too.
Yeah.
So the last point I wanted to make was one, it's a concept I'm kind of messing with now in my game is basically when you're going out, and we have a good group of wings that go out with us. So there can be like 5 plus, even 10 of us there. It kind of gets ridiculous where like some of us have to split up. But what is cool about it is it kind of like, it helps you play the game more strategically. And what I mean is like, let's say you're trying to warm up in the night. So you're like, oh, I don't want to approach because I don't want to get rejected. Well, you can simply just go up, meet the girl, like, oh, hi, my name's Ricky. Oh, come meet my friend Josh. And so you're still meeting her, you're still grabbing, you're still physically escalating, pulling her over. So you're doing like a lot of things you learn, but you're doing more strategically, and you don't get rejected because she's like, oh, okay, I'll go meet your friend. And then you can always hit her up later. Like, if it doesn't work out, you get blown out or whatever, you can reapproach her and be like, oh, you didn't like my friend? Oh, blah, 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 and just do that.
Sure.
Another one is, even if you're just not into the girl, I've done that where I like opened a girl and I was like, I'm just not attracted to this girl. But she was sweet. She was a nice girl. So I pulled my other wing over, fucking Devin, and was like, oh, come meet my friend. I was like, oh, come meet my friend Devin. Devin starts talking to her, like, hey, what's up? This is like romance thing. Starts like kissing her on the cheek and whatever. And I'm like, oh, I gotta go find Josh, and I just ditched. And so he has it set there. And that's again helping your wings. It's playing the game more strategically. So you're kind of, it's manipulating, like kind of playing chess pieces, but you're basically still adding value because you're still introducing them you to
yeah, you're
girls.
playing more of a Cupid role.
Exactly. And so, but it helps you get comfortable with socializing and stuff like that, and you are still doing the dynamics of game by like leading and whatnot.
Yeah, I just say overall, get a wingman. I mean, that's all there is to it. If you go out and you're just beginning, there's no reason not to find a social circle. There are just tons of resources. It's unreal. But go out there and find a wingman. Just go out. Like, there's no reason not to. And a wing is only gonna increase your progress tenfold. I mean, it's just incredible.
It's gonna help you more than anything, though.
Yeah.
It can't really just hurt you that much.
Yeah, I agree, absolutely.
So this is Ricky from Project Attraction here with Josh. We thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe and tune into everything that's going on. Wow, just butchered that line. Make sure to watch everything that's going on at Project Attraction. Until next time.